If you're drawn to the nitty-gritty reality of true crime, you've come to the right place. Boundary County, Idaho Crime Guide is your daily dose of investigative reporting, exploring the most shocking, compelling, and disturbing cases from Boundary County, Idaho. Grab your popcorn, pull up a chair, and join us as we unpack the facts, delve into the motives, and explore the lasting impact of these crimes and the people behind them. Let's go ahead and dive right in. This morning I got an email from a person telling me they acquired some information about a family who's been harassed, stalked, and threatened for the past few years. So let's go ahead and listen to their story.
We are an innocent family, and this is a plea for help. We moved to Boundary County, Idaho about 6 years ago, and almost immediately found ourselves under attack. The three criminal issues we were involved in was a creepy volleyball coach who was inappropriately touching and acting around young girls, Travis Stoley and the child porn iPod situation. Stoley's now the current sheriff of Boundary County, and we were also in the high school serial rapist situation where our daughter was one of the victims. We've filed numerous complaints about all of these issues and can't even get an investigation done. I've got tons of evidence, and several other people have the evidence just in case something happens to me, because I wouldn't be surprised if I'm taken out. Adrienne Norris, or Boundary County Watchman as she goes by, approached me somewhere along going through all this stuff and offered to help. Adrienne Norris's friend Christina Fisher also offered to help. Norris mostly was the one taking action. She helped talking to the police and the sheriff's department and tried contacting the FBI. Really didn't get anything done. After a while I figured out she was just trying to get information. She got a lot of information out of my daughter that was involved in or the victim of some of this stuff, and down the line she completely turned against our family. And even worse than that, Adrienne Norris and Christina Fisher both filed false police reports against me about a year ago, claiming I was stalking and harassing them, when in fact it's the complete opposite. I didn't even know about these reports until later on when I did a public records request. So the sheriff's department never even notified me I was under investigation. These two women have viciously stalked and harassed my entire family, including my two kids. They've slandered me to community members, told people I'm dangerous in an attempt to shut down my businesses. It's to the point I can't get any work in Boundary County. Our entire family's been blacklisted by the community. We can't live here, and we're just trying to speak out in Boundary County when crimes are committed against you, or you will pay. I just want everyone to hear our story. The latest thing is, about a year ago, a frivolous lawsuit was filed against us in Boundary County Civil Court. And a little bit later on, they placed a lien on our property. Now, keep in mind, our family is trying was planning on trying to sell our property and move out of this criminal hellhole this spring. Now we can't. Now we're being held hostage here. There's been all kinds of illegal activities going on with this court case, including clerks changing official court transcripts, all kinds of illegal filings by Thomas Bushnell, who's the attorney that's targeting us. I'm pretty sure he's working with the cabal that's trying to silence us from speaking out. The latest thing is we've received 2 threatening letters basically implying death, that if I don't take back everything I've said about these situations, that things are going to get worse and worse for us, and we're going to lose more than just the court case. There's also at least one other person that I know of for sure that's also gotten 2 letters now referencing our court case and not associating with my family, or bad things are going to happen to that person. All 4 of these threatening letters have been reported to the sheriff's department, which is now ran by Travis Stoley, the one that we turned in for the child pornography mishandling, and they don't even want to take reports. Now, we've demanded it, and we've got 4 case numbers, but the other person that received a death threat the other day, well, they were told they don't even need to file a report when there's a death threat. So the Boundary County Sheriff's Department is telling people to not file a report when they receive a death threat. So that's just what we're dealing with here. I'm hoping we can get our story out. Maybe somebody in another state that's not corrupt, maybe an attorney, somebody. This is just a plea for help from a totally innocent family that really, at this point, all we're trying to do is just get completely out of here, get into safety, because we can't do anything here. We're afraid to leave our house. More to come soon with a lot more details and a lot more names. Everything is going to come out. It should also be noted that on the high school serial rapist, one of the girls had reported it to school resource officer Brandon Johnson, and he had taped it on his body cam, and Johnson later deleted the body cam with that report at the direction of police chief at the time, Brian Zimmerman. Several girls had came forward to Johnson about the rapist, and Johnson never even filed a report. The other thing is Johnson is on one of the videos with Scott Davis that's receiving nationwide attention now, where he's bragging about stealing cigarettes and vapes from high school kids. So, kind of shows the character of the police and that we have here in Boundary County. The other thing I wanted to point out is how they're using the courts to try to silence people here. That's their last resort. If they can't find any dirt on you, then they use the courts to shut you up. And if that doesn't work, well, then they threaten to kill you. And, well, if the threats to kill you don't work, well, I guess you can guess what comes next.